Hi everyone, so today I'll be trying out these new items LDRS Creative brought to the HSN site. It is for the Christmas Floral Stencil Stamp and Die Bundle, and then the Floral Foliage Slimline die set. We'll try these guys out today. So LDRS Creative did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So I did previously show you these in another video where I used their mini basket weave slimline that they just brought to the site. But this one here, again, I have 4 layers of stencil. We have the beautiful stamps, so you stamp it, stencil it, and then we can cut them out, and we will do that today. We have some sentiments in here. And with this one, I'm going to pair them, even though this is very springy, really sweet, I'm just going to pair them up for the foliage part of it. So, you know, I talked all about this in the previous video, so right now all we're going to do is just get to work. And I did grab a couple of pieces of green cardstock, so I'm going to layer up 2 colors of green as a background. So what I'm going to do with this is take this guy, the main die, and it can go this way on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper if you wanted to, you know, however it is that you want to conserve your paper. And then this one here with the inlay. And what I'm going to do is run it through this light green paper, and I'm going to run it through the darker green also. And again, whenever you do this, you always want to just stick them down. So I'm going to make our card base first, just so we kind of have an idea of what we're going for, where we're going. I'll run it through here, and I'll run it through the dark green also, and I'll be right back. It cuts out just so nice. Look at that. I always like to show, if I remember, a little something of the die cutting. Just gorgeous. So it's kind of delicate. Look at that. So pretty with little stitching. I love the way it just pops in there. Okay guys, we have our frames. And instead of just putting one right on top of the other one, we're going to kind of offset them and see if we can get some different texture. If they're, yeah, there we go. If they're just going in different directions. See that? Okay, so I'm going to measure this. I'm going to make my card base based off of that. So these are, I would say 3 1/4, probably by 8 1/4, if that. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do my standard card base like I do for a slimline, which is 8.5 by 3.5. So I just have this white heavyweight piece of paper here that's already 8.5. I'm going to cut it at 7 in the other direction, and then just score it at 3.5 inches on the 7-inch side, right? So we have our card base. I'll be right back. So we're going to put these guys on our card base here. Now, again, you can also just use the outline of the die, the outer die, to cut a matte layer, but I think I'm going to stamp right on here. So I'm going to get that set up, but basically, Merry Christmas to you and yours, warmest wishes. You know, we have this guy in here, and let's do Merry Christmas to you and yours. So let me get some ink, and I'm going to get this set up on a stamping platform and all that, and I'll be right back. Before I move too far on that, what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue these. They already wanted to go back the right way. So just putting glue around the edges and just gluing them down. Actually, this one's going to go on top. So just around the edge, I'm going to leave these little bits free floating for now, okay? Just so I can have a better idea of where I want to stamp. Okay, there I have this other guy. Just to have a better idea of where I want to place my stamp. Now I can definitely just glue that down. I just didn't know how much bulk it would add, if I can get the stamping done nicely or not. So let's just eyeball that about there. And then Merry Christmas to you and yours. And then we'll get to making our little stenciled flowers, which will be nice and quick. And that looks centered to me. And again, I'm just eyeballing, but whatever it is you like to do to make sure everything's good. And I'll bring this guy back. And you know, this also has grid lines if you want to use that to help you kind of see that everything's nice and straight. That looks pretty good though. Okay, I'll move that. And I'm just going to stamp this with some VersaFine ink, which does take a minute to dry, but that's okay because we're going to put this to the side for a while anyway. Or you can use a little embossing powder to heat set that. Let's get that on there. Again, it's a really firm stamp because it's photopolymer. And look at gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to clean everything up and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, and before I put this away, the rest of the paper that I cut off from the card base, I'm just going to use to stamp these guys. So it's just white paper, heavyweight white paper, and this goes all at once. And you can definitely do the stencil first and then stamp, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp first. It's my preference. And put that right there. The die's cut right on the edge, so I mean you can get this, you know, as close to wherever you want on your paper. Let's pick that up. And I'm going to stamp with VersaFine. I am going to heat set it, so I am going to use my embossing powder on this one, just so when I go to do my inking, it just looks really nice and crisp and substantial, right? So, oopsie, sorry guys. We're going to ink this up again. This is the first time using this. A lot of times if you touch a photopolymer stamp, a new one, it feels a little sticky. It has like a dispersion layer on it. So you can either kind of rub, or wipe it off with alcohol first and then clean it off with water. Some people just rub it against their clothes. Oh, where are we at? Okay, right here. So just different ways to get that little sticky layer off. And most time, if you guys have watched my videos, I just go for it. So just in case you don't get a good impression, just know that that sticky layer might be the reason why. Oh my gosh, that is so delicate and pretty. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna go wipe this off and I'll be right back. Okay. And I did that pretty quickly because we want to get to the scrap piece of paper that's kind of thin. This one. I'm gonna go ahead and put some clear embossing powder on that and heat set it. So I'll just do this. I'm telling you, this stuff takes a good while to dry, so it stays pretty sticky. I didn't use an embossing buddy. We could have, if you want the powder obviously stick only on the inked up parts. A little bit there I missed. Okay, and then I'll just heat set that with my heat tool and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have some brushes here I'm going to use. Again, whatever it is that you like to ink with, stencil with. And here are stencils. And it does say it has alignment guides and all that good stuff. And they're numbered 1A, 1B, 2A, and 2B. And so the first ones are the leaf like greenery, so this one has more of the background, so I'll use a lighter green to start with that. And then this is like the accent pieces, the 1B, so it's the darker, leaf if you would like. 2A is the lighter color of the flower, or like the most background, and the detail parts would be 2B. So, again, you can color them all the same green and then all the same reds or different colors, just coloring in the different little areas. So right now what I'm going to do is line this up. Now again, I use the stencil, the stamp, but I want you to see here, this one, the stamp goes right on the line there. So if you wanted to do this without the stamp, you can definitely do that. It gives a really just soft look when you're done. But otherwise, you have your little stamp to give you that really crisp outline, and I'm just lining it up with all the different images. Now we did heat set this, so that always kind of warps your paper just a little bit, so just know that. I'm going to stick this down, and again my paper is smaller than my stencil, so really I'm just sticking down the stencil, and it won't be too rough hopefully. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll try and stick my paper down to my mat a little bit too. So let me just mess with that a little bit. That looks better. That's okay right there. That's good there. Let me there we go. Again, I'm looking for my paper to not move. And hope that'll be good. I'll slowly put my hand down when I need to. So this will be the lighter green. And I guess I'm going to use olive branch for that. And the next set will be the darker part of the green. So again, I'm going to hold this down. Just go in there for my little greenery. So pretty already. So it's coloring in the leaves plus a little bit of the branch like I had mentioned before. Okay, so for me just a little something like that. Look how pretty that is already. Just that green. Okay, let me clean this guy up and grab the next dark green color and I'll be right back. And what they mean by alignment guides is if you look at it, you see these little etchings So as you lay it on here, you can have that little etching kind of help you see where the edges are better, where you're lining it up, and then go from there. Oh, so pretty. Something like that. And again, I'll try to stick this down along with my paper. And I want to do the darker green. And same thing, just going around with the darker green. So pretty. Just a little bit on that one, like the smallest amount. It's just that attention to detail, you know? It's like the smallest little bit. So pretty. Even here, it's very fine where we're adding in that darker green. Look at that. Just add that depth in there. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go wash this one off. I'll be right back. Clean this off. I was thinking if you wanted to do a design like just on your paper that you're not going to cut out, or I guess you could cut them out, but you have to be really like watching out how to do that. But you can flip these, and then the images will be, you know, curving this way, but then also curving the other way. If you're just doing the stenciling, right, without the stamps, that'd be really pretty. Okay, 2A. Now again, this on the back of here, they're showing you the different steps, you know, 1A, 1B, and they're showing you what it is that's coloring with each one. So just so you have that info, and again, you can use those little alignment guides that help you, or just eyeball it. Oh, how cute! I just thought, you know what? If you want to cut that just like that, it would look like a dandelion, you know. But this adds color to it, so very cool. So there's that. I can see all the little guys in there. It's so cool just as you're looking at it, how everything just lays in place, you know. So I'll put that one there. Maybe put this one here. This one here. And we're going to use a lighter red. So I'm going to use Lipstick Jungle, and then I'll go in with Kiss Me Red. How pretty already. You can just see how that works. But again, if you wanted these flowers to be something else, don't, you know, go all over the place like I did. Just do something else with that color in that center area. Okay, I'm happy with that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I would, you know, if you want to do so many, you can do 2 sets at the same time. And just, you did this one, okay, now do this one, you know, and have them done that much faster, or a whole sheet. Anyhow, let me go rinse this off and I'll be right back. Okay, and then our last one here. And again, you have those alignment guides so you can see the little etching. That really does help you lay them down, to be honest. Look at that. Works out really well. I'm going to pick that up just a little bit right there. And a little bit higher there. Okay. And let's do that. Darker red. That is Juice E. Okay. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second here. Just trying to scoop up all that ink and just kind of push it in. Okay. And let's pick this one up. That's our beautiful little design. Look at the little darker red there. You can kind of see it accented here and there. Pretty, pretty. Okay, let me clean this up, and I'll be right back. I really like the way this looks. And all I did was kind of hold down the frame and stick things here and there. So, yeah, I mean, we still have this little flower. You can even kind of include it up here, I suppose, if you wanted to. Oh, the mistletoe one, that'd be fun, huh? Yeah, let's put that one there. Why not? Okay, so I am going to, I don't know, hold this down in a way that helps me kind of take my hands away, and then I can get a little glue and get these guys going, and then we'll put the frame back on top. That works for me. So I'm going to go around and just tuck these guys in the way I had them. And then I'll come back in with the frame like I said. We have that one there, and this guy here. So yeah, just removing them, putting a little glue, and then popping them back in. Love that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm just going to remove these guys and pick this up. And that's what it looks like. A little bear. How pretty though. If you want to fill that in, oh, all with greenery, that'd be really nice. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. Again, I'm pretty much going to leave those little bits sticking out. If you want to glue them down a little more, you can definitely put glue on the back of these little guys, like here and there. But I like the movement that it leaves. So I'm going to put this on here and hold it down. And I will be right back. Looks pretty good right there. Okay guys, that is so pretty and lush. I love everything that's on here. Of course you want to just add a little few other things around the edges. I really like the simplicity of this with everything that's going on. And it's nice and flat, very mailable. All right guys, thanks for watching. Thanks so much LDRS Creative for sending these items for review. I'll have them linked in the description box, and I'm just such a fan of their stencil sets because they do such a great job with them. They work so well, and then, you know, the ones that cut out individual items like this all at once, it's just, I love it. All right guys, thanks for watching. Bye now.